Logan, we're friends. No.
I don't know if we should spoil. Do we want to? I don't know. Should we?
Deadpool.
I don't want to spoil
Deadpool for a while if you want.
Well, I'll ask the chat when the time comes if they want spoilers or non-spoilers.
We could talk.
I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it for people like someone in this fucking room.
I spoil every goddamn movie, and you guys are all shocked when I spoil one that you were looking forward to.
It's like Wednesday, the movie. No one even has a chance
I had like
to see
5
the movie
people
yet.
message me and tell me they were blocking you, Anna, because of that.
That's completely. Well, you know what's funny is my numbers on Twitter didn't go down, so all 5 of those people lied to you.
They were venting, Tom.
Well, I spoil every single movie, so it's when people act like it's shocking that I'm sharing these.
I normally
things.
don't give a shit, but like there's a difference between spoiling like certain plot elements and things like that, and then surprises like
videos and photos every single time.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat. There's more people saying no spoilers, so we'll dance around. We don't really need to spoil anything to talk about it.
I thought more people were saying to spoil it.
I see. We'll do a poll.
I see a lot of people saying don't spoil it. I think it's just more fair if we just don't spoil it and we just talk broadly about it until.
What if we like?
Because we really don't need to spoil anything to talk about it. Because the plot for this movie is pretty fucking paper thin. Let's just be real.
Well, I mean, that's the question. What would be spoiling it? I mean, talking about
the
cameos, and that's what I'm talking about, right? Like that's the thing. It's like, look, I grew up in a day and age when we had the novelization and the comic book adaptation, all that kind of crap before we even saw the movie. That's not a problem for me. But like little surprises like this when they're clearly meant to be a surprise, right? Like because it kind of ruined the joke. Anna, to be serious like about this for a second, kind of ruined the joke of one of the first cameos in the movie for me. Like that kind of bothered me.
Actually,
don't follow you. Okay.
I unmuted you today after I saw the movie.
Aww.
But I had you muted for 2 days because you fucking kept spoiling shit. Like, God damn it.
I really like the opening.
I always do.
It's like the one Marvel movie that I actually really was looking forward to. And it's purely because of Hugh Jackman coming back.
Yeah.
Like, I love those X-Men movies. I was a big fan of Logan. Logan's probably my favorite comic book movie, I think. I think that's the best because it's an actual movie.
What did you think of the opening sequence in regards to?
I was about to say that's one of my favorite parts is the opening. The bye when he's dancing and singing.
That looked awesome in 3D.
I fucking hate 3D. I didn't see it.
I know most people do, but that's one I can actually recommend because it was kind of cool. But
I can't stand 3D anymore. I hate wearing the glasses, and then they fog up sometimes. And
yeah, that opening.
What are you doing?
Really cool.
It just depends on what the temperature is in there.
Jesus.
I will say
I just hate wearing glasses over glasses.
The fights.
That's why I wear contacts when I go to a 3D movie.
Are we talking about Deadpool or what?
Yeah.
Apparently the fight the fights in this movie are actually really fun.
Because neither of them can die, so they're going as lethal as they can against each other. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Especially when he does the run with his claws on the ground.
Yeah. Let's talk about this movie. And the biggest thing, like it's surpassing what I thought it would do. They're talking like this thing could be $500 million on Monday.
Yeah, I wish I'd have made a bigger bet with Mr. H because I bet him that this was going to be the biggest movie of the year.
You don't think it will be?
You don't think so? He still don't. And I'm like, dude, it's already going to have a bigger opening than Inside Out 2, and it has nothing for competition until Alien, but okay.
Yeah, there's nothing standing in this movie's way.
It's the legs. It's whether or not people see value.
And this is one of those movies that people are going to go see 2-3 times.
Will they, though? That's the question I have.
So I already know people have seen it a few times, but
I mean, I got to go take my wife to see it again because she fell asleep.
Well, if she fell asleep, why would she want to go see it?
Anytime we see a movie after 8 o'clock, I don't know why, she curls up in the chair and just falls asleep. If I try to wake her up, she starts complaining.
Like I don't know if it's worth seeing again. Like it's not like it's.
I disagree.
I mean, I liked it. I'm in between a 7 and an 8 on this movie for my score. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I'm still thinking about it. The problem with this movie is it's all fan service. It's all key jangling. If you aren't a fan of the X-Men movies and the Fox movies in general, what do you get out of this movie?
Well, yeah, there's no real.
You know what I'm saying? This is just a big love letter to the Fox movie.
This is definitely an inside baseball nerd movie. Like I do agree there's going to be a bit of a disconnect with certain general audiences, because when we were reviewing it the other night, one of the panel members, Mark, took a normie friend with him, and his normie friend was lost. He did not understand all the multiverse stuff and all that kind of stuff. And all he'd really seen is like a couple of the X-Men movies and stuff like that or whatever. So again, I agree, like this is going to have a hard time with rewatchability. It's not going to be like No Way Home, to where, because a lot of the jokes also are so meta that like there's so many jokes in here that I was the only person laughing in my screening because I got the inside joke, you know, like the Kevin Feige stuff and all that business. And
I
I'm
like
sure there's a lot of
I
people
saw it with 400
nuts.
Koreans, so I was the only one laughing in the theater.
I mean, it's a good. I had a great time watching it. It's not like I hated it. I just don't think it was great. I don't think it was great. It definitely has a lot of problems. I think the final boss sucks. I mean, they don't even really fight her. They just fucking hold hands.
I'll give them credit that they didn't have her turn, right? Like, because there was almost a moment where I thought that was going to happen, not to get too spoilery. But let's be real here. I think people are overlooking that who the actual main villain of this movie is. It's Disney. It's Disney for killing Fox.
Oh,
That's
you know what?
kind of the point.
Actually, you're right.
I'm not going to say it, but I'm not going to say what it
is.
was. I'm not going to say what it was, but Dakin Black in the chat, that was my favorite too. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That was an awesome scene. Gary said he's going to jump on when he gets back to his Airbnb.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, I completely get what you guys are saying about the rewatchability and all that stuff. But as somebody that grew up on those Fox movies, I was so excited watching this film. And I get, like, a lot of jokes are pretty deep. Some of them are just in your face with, like, anytime they're ripping on Disney. But Tom's, like, completely correct. The whole, I can't say because it's a spoiler, but, like, the main thing is that they're destroying the Fox universe.
And that's what sets this whole thing off. Yeah, it's Disney is basically the bad guy.
And I get what, like, I get the whole thing about, like, the plot holes on how it gets started, but the whole joke, it's like Tom's saying, it's because Disney is destroying their universe.
They also poke fun at that when he says, like, oh, that looks like a MacGuffin.
Well, and even the Deadpool points out that this whole multiverse thing hasn't worked and everything's gone downhill since Endgame.
Yeah, I know, but then they use that trope to get through this movie.
See, that's why I
But
gave
they
the
use
movie
it-
a good solid 9, because I wanted cameos, I wanted old stuff, I wanted them to crush Disney, and I got everything I wanted out of it.
Yeah, Legal Vices is right. This is what Multiverse of Madness should have been.
Yeah, there
Only
were
serious.
a lot of Disney jokes in this. I was actually surprised at how hard they went at Disney. They even mocked woke people. They mocked male feminists.
There's a ton of
this
gay
isn't
jokes.
This isn't a big spoiler.
Yeah, they did.
Nice,
This-
cool.
This
There was
isn't
even
a
critics complaining about that.
this isn't a big spoiler. It's already in the trailer that there's a bunch of fucking Deadpools. That isn't a trailer. One of the Deadpools is Nice Pool. And it's, he says this. He's like, I identify as a male feminist.
Yeah.
And
This is just a countdown for when
It is
Deadpool's going to
good.
kill
he's
him. I
such
swear
a
to
fag
God.
too. And it's
Yeah.
really funny.
I won't give it away, but the regen bit.
Oh,
Oh, that's
no,
what
I know
I
what you're talking
That's what I'm
about.
saying.
That
From the
was
moment
so
you meet him,
good.
you
Oh,
know
yeah.
Deadpool's going to kill him somehow. Not to
Oh,
get too
it's so
spoilery,
funny.
but like
He keeps like looking for a reason to kill him because he
Yeah.
wants to take his gold guns.
and his dog.
he
He wants the
wants-
dog too.
And his dog, yeah.
He's gone.
He wants his dog and he wants his
wants dog pool.
gold-plated guns.
Oh,
His
yeah.
little princess.
So he's just looking for a reason to kill this male feminist, and he's such a joke. Like they took jabs at woke shit, And
I like that the
jabs at
cameos
Disney.
actually meant something here, right? Like that's something we could say without being spoilery. Is unlike Multiverse of Madness, where they just showed up and said hi and die. In this movie, a large portion of the cameos actually play a role in the film. Like that was a big part of it for me too, and that's where I was saying. That's where I realized, oh shit, Disney is actually the villain in this movie.
Except for Henry Cavill's, that was completely useless.
Well, there was
Well, that was
another
pure
cameo
fan
that was
service.
pretty useless
You
too.
spoiled that. Don't.
That was for
Spoil.
Anna anyway. Let's be real. That was the whole reason that part was in the movie.
100%. My
I love
uterus
the-
is happy.
I didn't
My
even
favorite-
spoil the cameo that was my favorite because it's one of my favorite comic book stories. All I'll say is one of the Wolverines is missing a hand.
Oh, and
For those who don't know.
My
I
favorite,
can't wait to talk
the
about
thing
that
that
part.
sets off the car fight. The if we can go back and save your universe or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what'd
an
you say?
educated wish.
I made an
That shit was
educated
great.
wish.
Hello.
You know,
Yeah,
you
dude,
did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, educated wish. It's so funny.
Hey, still have that unbreakable skull?